Hey everybody, Sunday night. I wanted to put this video out and a couple of announcements that I wanted to make. First of all, it is the Labor Day weekend, and as such, I am taking a little break. So MMT Trader, for all you MMT Trader subscribers, it will be out on Tuesday, not on Monday. Okay, normally it comes out every Monday. But it will be out on Tuesday because I'm taking a break for the Labor Day weekend, last weekend of the summer. So yes, that is happening. Number two, and this is in the realm of just current events, geopolitics. Probably most of you have heard about the North Korean nuclear tests. Supposedly they detonated their most powerful nuclear weapon, a hydrogen bomb. So tensions have flared up once again. And frankly, I think I am more worried about what the possible reaction would be by Trump and the Trump administration than really what the the reaction or what the risk is from North Korea. I'm really worried about what the United States reaction could be because if it were to lead to conflict with North Korea, I mean, it is almost impossible to know the outcome, and we're dealing with a nuclear state. So that's out there again. As you know, the markets, they get spooked every time they hear that, but lately they've shrugged it off. I mean, stocks are very close to all-time record highs. Dollar is weaker. We have seen, again, an announcement by Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin that more sanctions now. And Trump is saying that any nation that deals with North Korea, any company, any firm, any entity, any nation that deals with North Korea will not be able to do business with the United States. So these sanctions, I will repeat once again, this is the ultimate weaponizing of the US dollar, and it will lead, in my opinion, I am absolutely certain of this, and we've heard all the crazy nut jobs like Schiff and Jim Rogers and all these people for years and years and years saying that the dollar's gonna lose its reserve status, the dollar's gonna lose its reserve status, the dollar's gonna lose it. The dollar will, and I made this prediction that the dollar will eventually lose its reserve status, not because it's losing value in foreign exchange markets. That is ridiculous and that is bogus. I have always said it will lose its global reserve status because we, as a nation, as a result of our policies, will cause that to happen. So the world is not going to take a risk of being shut out of a dollar-based global transaction system because the United States decides, it doesn't like the policy of this country, it doesn't like the regime of that country, it's going to impose sanctions on that place, it's going to impose sanctions on that regime. This is the sword of Damocles hanging over the heads of so many nations that they are basically being forced into an alternative system. They will seek something out. You cannot have these risks of having the entire global clearing and transaction system being taken away from you because our administration doesn't like your policies or the way you run your country or the way you vote. I mean, it's going to happen. So the dollar is over. It is over. I want to finally talk about, how you have all these people, the same nut jobs, this Schiff, he's got no top lip, right? They're printing money. And Rogers and all these people, and they're printing money, Mark Faber, who have always said that, the printing money, they're going to create inflation. And, something, folks, this is such a myth. And so naive. Think about this situation. Think about Japan. For over 20 years, 25 years, the Bank of Japan has literally created hundreds of trillions of yen. Hundreds of trillions, not billions. Almost a quadrillion now of yen. And There is zero inflation. In fact, they're trying to make inflation. They want inflation. Hundreds of trillions, quadrillions of yen. If that isn't money printing, I don't know what is. And still no inflation. And in dollar terms, if you think of all these central banks, the major central banks, the Fed, the ECB, the Bank of Japan, the Bank of England, the Bank of Canada, the Australian National Bank, all of them, since the financial crash in 2008, all of the hundreds of trillions they have created, or, still no inflation. So the statement, the claim that printing money creates inflation is absolutely bogus. It's absolutely false. Yes, in an economy like a country like Zimbabwe, with a broken economy, with no ability to create goods and services, with massive, massive corruption, or in the example of Germany after World War I and the Weimar Republic, when all of their industrial capacity was in the Ruhr was occupied by France and controlled, and their payments, war reparations, had to be payments in kind or commodities, where they had no ability to make those payments. That's a completely different argument. But Japan has printed hundreds of trillions of yen. We're not even talking about billions. Hundreds of trillions of yen, quadrillions, and there's no inflation. So please stop with they're printing money. They're printing money. It's gonna cause inflation. By the way, folks, look at my gold call, and I was the only one who got that right for the right reasons. All right, not guessing like all these other kooks. I got it right for the right reasons. Anyway, that's it. That's a Sunday night update, folks. I hope the United States can exercise some restraint. I am very, very, very disturbed by recent diplomatic or absolutely non-diplomatic actions of my country with regard to Russia and this tit for tat. Now, the United States escalating the diplomatic row against Russia, closing down embassy or consulate annexes in San Francisco and Washington, D.C., in New York, raiding those buildings, totally against Geneva Convention and diplomatic immunity standards, and just, I don't know what's happening to the United States. It is really, really a very disturbing, because this is, I can see no way how this will not lead to an escalation in the tensions between the United States and Russia, and a further deterioration in the relationship, and it's very, very bad. Very, very bad. I am ashamed of my country. All right, folks, I'll see everybody tomorrow. Enjoy. Bye-bye.